All right. I want to start off by saying Kahali Hawa by Shimi Hawashai, Waha, Kadashwa Waka, Wabarakata. Of course, want to give double honors to GMS. As well as want to say Shabbat Shalom. We're almost out of here. Let's keep pushing. All right. Following you big brothers' examples. All right. Let's keep going. Okay. So I just saw this movie last night. Like 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't really want to sleep. So I'm gonna play a little trailer so you can kind of get a basic idea of what's going on, and then I'll probably skip around because I don't want to waste too much time.
His name is Enito.
Please take care of her son. It's just that till we finish our studies.
Do you want Mummy's favorite?
That's an interesting thing, though. The whole farming thing. This might, when you saw at the beginning, that might be another lesson. I'm gonna actually mark that down. Salakia, farming. Yeah, that's a good thing to look into.
Electric, we've got to do is ask him to smile.
Like out the old bleeding street.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I did look at a little bit of it yesterday. Now my memory's kind of coming back. I don't really sleep too well down here in Brooklyn, but the whole thing, the movie's right. Yeah, there was a movement like that, where you would get paid to raise these Nigerian kids. Like Nigerian kids would come over to study, and they'd send over their kids to white working class families, Edomites, devils, to go raise their kids. And that got ended when one of the Nigerian kids that was sent over was abused and murdered, and that whole thing kind of was put to an end.
Filthy disease. I'm gonna step you out.
Did you ever have any dreams of what you wanted to be growing up as a boy, Annie?
Black, paper, clean and white. You're a pet. Tilbury skins. Tilbury skins. Tilbury skins. Tilbury skins. Tilbury skins.
You've been running with them Tilbury skins, haven't you?
Beating up your own kind, thinking they want you.
You ain't like them. You're better.
They took everything that boy had.
Honey, oh my God. Look at his face. They fear their own kind.
I cannot know all that you have been through, but every day we get to make a new choice.
All right, well that's that. As you can see, the main character is a complete bugged out nigga. So we're gonna go over it. All right. So first, what I want to start off with is Deuteronomy chapter 28, because this whole thing is really due to the curses. The way this guy was bullied and beaten up by Edomites, and Edomites to the fucking head, the alpha male, and he's at the fucking bottom. All right. This all goes back to Deuteronomy 28, and I'm gonna pull up a couple of scripts to back that up. So we're going to start off with Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even to another. And thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Okay. It's not just wood gods, but also, people as well. Serving these presidents and fucking prime ministers. People don't know anything about that shit, man. We're gonna also go to First Peter to prove that yes, our people were scattered. Peter, an apostle of Yahushua Mashiach, to strangers scattered across Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia, which, to my knowledge, I believe these are all parts of Turkey, of course, in the Asia region. Okay, so yes, our people were scattered, and these are Israelites. Let's just go click on the word strangers for you goofballs out there. Okay, when it comes from a foreign country to a city or land to reside there by the side of the natives, a stranger. Metaphor in reference to the heaven as a native country, one who sojourns on earth. A sojourner, sojourning in a strange place, a foreigner. Yep. A resident foreigner, pilgrim, stranger. And strange Israelites. Okay? Because when you go into, just to prove it real quick, when you go to Acts chapter 10:28, he said unto them, you know that is an unlawful thing for men, that is a Jew to keep company or come into one of another nation, but Yahweh hath showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean. This is talking about Peter's vision. Okay, Peter's vision of the great sheet. Okay, and that sheet represents the four corners of the world. Okay, and those unclean animals are really talking about Jake, who is scattered all across the world. Okay, which goes back to those curses. But when you come to one of another nation, it's allophilos. Okay, and they go off here foreign. Okay, one of another nation. Okay, but when you go here, you go break it down. Allos, another, other, and then you go here to philo, a tribe. In the New Testament, all the persons descended from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, a nation, people. So an offshoot, race, a clan, kindred, tribe. So are the same kindred. Okay, so this is talking about Jake. Okay. All right, so we know that Israelites were scattered abroad. All right, and this is actually part of it. All right, and I actually like the movie so much I decided to make my my icon a picture of it. You know. But going back into it, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 18. Curses shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kind, the flocks of thy sheep, which is in part going into those kids. All right, and skipping down to the 41st verse. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Okay, which that's going into slavery. How we would have babies, but we weren't being able to raise our babies like that. And even after slavery, we still weren't able to raise our babies. All right, because those Nigerians, a lot of those guys, those West Africans, are Israelites. Okay, because that's really where we came out of. Okay, when you go back into that history. Okay, but see, you have these kids and you send them off, but you're not going to be able to enjoy them because they're going to go into captivity. All right, and sometimes the people had to go give away their kids. That's something that's not uncommon. You have tons of Jake mothers that couldn't raise their kids and sent them off to live on a fucking church, to live with the Catholic Church. Now you got Jakes that are priests. You got Jakes that are living with Edomites, as orphans. So, it all goes down into that, man. But going into, I'm also gonna go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. And Yahweh shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment in the heart. And I know I'm kind of skipping around here, but this is madness, right? This hatred of your own skin color it's madness, because dark skin, for one, is a dominant trait. Before there was any white skinned people, before there was any Edomites, red people on this planet, okay, there was only dark skinned people, okay, various variations of the color brown. Okay, even the Babylonians were brown. Nimrod was a Cushite. Okay, he was Ethiopian. All right. We're gonna get into. I have the 41st chapter lined up here. Yeah, I went into that. Yeah, we're going further into it. Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 44, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. This is going not just into just in general, but this is also going to banking. They lend to us, but we don't really lend to them. I mean, you have some things where the bank owes you money. I believe it's called the IOU. But for the most part, he lends to us. He gives us the money, and then we have to go give it back to him. All right? That's how money's debt. All right? Because they give us money, but then you got all these taxes and things. You're just gonna give it right back. And then they give you some money, and then you give it right back, over and over and over again. Okay? And we also have usury and interest, and we have to pay you back a certain amount of money by this time. And then if you live in paycheck to paycheck, and then something happens with your job, then you can't pay it. Now you got all this interest, and sometimes they won't forgive it, and you know how it is. But they're the head at this moment, and still to this day they're the head and we're the tail. All right, and this all goes into those curses. All right, but I want to go further into how the self-hate thing. Yes, it is a demon. Okay, it's stupid. Okay, because when you get into this truth, I'll say it from my own experience. I was kind of like this guy. I don't want to rant, but I was kind of like that guy growing up. I wasn't really secure in my skin color, and it's madness. Okay, it's nothing but pure madness. Okay, this is Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. Okay, why would you want to be something that's inferior? Okay, that white skin and blue eyes and blonde hair is a recessive trait. Okay, you're superior, and you are. Even in the movie, they show how Jake is superior. This guy was kicking all kinds of ass in the movie, man, and he's just one guy. Okay, he was beating the shit out of these white boys. Okay, you're superior on a genetic and on an atomic level, Jake. This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fire and brass, if they burned the furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So this was a Jake. This is Yahushua. Yahushua was an Israelite man, a Judite, okay, with white woolly hair, okay, in which the brothers say he was stressed out, which that's true. He was, he had all these people cursing him out whenever he went, people kicking him out. He lived a very stressful life, being homeless, not really having a home to go to, having to stay with other people, having his people stress him out all the time. Yeah, it takes a toll on you. And he had red eyes, which goes back to Genesis. I believe it's not the 49th. It could be the 49th, but it goes into all the prophecies of the tribes. It talks about Judah shall have his teeth shall be white with milk, and his eyes red with wine. Yahushua drank a lot of wine, and that's proven. That's all throughout the scriptures. Okay, and his eyes were a flame of fire. Okay, and his feet was looking to fine brass that they burn in the furnace. All right, when you put fine brass to a furnace, it becomes dark. It looks like this brother. Okay, this brother looks like brass. If you take brass and you burn in a furnace, it'll look like this brother's skin color. He was dark. Okay. We're gonna go now to Sirach chapter 12, and then we're gonna go to verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And when you see this movie, there's a point where he does trust in these guys, and he starts to gain kind of notoriety in the group, and they betray him, and I'm not gonna really tell you what happens after that, but they screw him over big time. The Jake goes to jail. They don't get him taken out of jail. His foster mom has to go get him. It's definitely a good watch. I definitely recommend you guys go watch it. So Deuteronomy, this is Judges chapter 10, verse 14. This is after Israel starting to go off. Go and cry unto the gods which you have chosen, let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. That's a fact. And these gods aren't gonna deliver us in the time of this tribulation. These Edomites, okay? One, because the Edomite man is not a god, okay? He's just a fucking piece of shit devil. This is Revelation chapter 20, verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. All right. When you see this, you're gonna see the movie is very spiritual. These Edomites, they showed them to be devils and serpents. At one point, They even have this Edomite here, the boss. Let me see if I could, yeah, let's show his face.
I'm gonna step you out.
Yeah, see this guy, you kind of see him for a little bit. The boss, he carries a snake and plays around with the snake. Okay, the boss plays around with a snake, because he is a serpent, he is a devil. Okay, he is Satan. All right, he's the physical counterpart of the devil. Okay, and this Jake, he gets all screwed up for serving him. You know, the movie ends on a decent note where he kind of fixes himself and starts to get himself right. But, you know, it took some time. You know, he gets a degree at the end of the movie. This is Matthew chapter 22. Which having a degree doesn't make you, you know, doesn't mean you got it all right. You could just, he could have gotten a job. You could have done anything else. You didn't have to go get a degree. So yeah, and this is what I want to end on, Matthew chapter 22 verse 36. All right, because if he would have known this, he wouldn't even have to worry about those kind of self-hate demons. Matthew chapter 22 verse 36. Master, which is a great commandment in the law? Okay, which actually, let me go up a little bit and let's get some context. It's been a minute since I read this. Yeah, so that, you know, Yahushua is having a debate, so to speak. Well, really just a rebuking session on these Pharisees and certain Sadducees, right? Because not all of them were evil. Okay, not all of them were evil. When the Pharisees had heard that he put the Sadducees to silence, they were gathered together, and one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him and saying, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? See, these guys like this, that's why he had white woolly hair, stressing them out, man, asking these questions and trying to confound them all day, which, I mean, it's pointless. It's a pointless endeavor, but they just keep on trying it because it's demons. Yahshua said unto him, Thou shalt love Yahweh thy power with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. The second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Exactly. Loving your neighbor, that's so deep, man. You know, if you love your neighbor, you would want to tell them about this truth. You would want to hit those highways and byways and try to convert your people, or try to break down these lying philosophies, because you know at those lying philosophies, if they don't turn away from them, that they're going to be destroyed. You know, though we scream at our people, we really love our people more. We love our people more than these other groups that say, oh, homosexuals are all right. We actually, even though they say, oh, we hate our brothers, we actually love our brothers the most, okay? Because, you know, if you love someone and you see them doing the wrong thing, and you know that what they're doing is going to get them destroyed in the end, you know, and you don't say anything, that you really don't love that person. But if you tell them, hey, stop doing that, you know, like we tell Eve over and over and over again, stop with the booty shorts, stop with the booty shorts, because we know that one of these days in Jacob's trouble, that little girl, or whatever how old she is not going to end good for her, man. There's going to be 10 Edomites and they're all going to have their way with her, and ain't going to be nothing we can do to save her. And we care, you know, I care, and the brothers do care, but we detach ourselves because, you know, we can't be focused on that and let that rattle and destroy our faith, you know. But we do care. I mean, how would you like it if your woman would you like to see a woman be conquered by another man? Come on now. No one wants to see that. All right, so that's all I got. Of course, I want to say Kol Hala Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai Waha Kadash Rawaka Wa Barakatah. That's all I got. To be continued. Shalom.